Hi guys, welcome to Pathopulse_Radhika. So today's topic is related to this image. Any guess what is it? So it's a cytological smear, the cytology of a cell. So what are you seeing here? You see a big cell and inside which you see a small cell. So what is the small cell? It's having lobe, it looks like a band. So the small cell is a neutrophil. This big cell, what is this big cell? It's a megakaryocyte. Okay, so a megakaryocyte inside which you have a neutrophil. So you have a cell inside a cell. So this particular thing we call it as emperipolysis. So what do you mean by emperipolysis? M means inside. Okay, peri means around. Polysis means wandering. Okay, so if you know the meaning of the word, the pathology becomes easy. Okay, so emperipolysis, inside, around, wander. So inside a cell, another cell is wandering around it. This is what we call it as a emperipolysis. So where do you see this emperipolysis and what is its importance? You should know that. So it's basically a cell inside a cell, and this cell is a living cell which freely moves inside the cell. It can come out also. It need not die. It usually doesn't die. It can come out. It's a living cell. Okay, in emperipolysis, it can come out of it. Whereas what happens in phagocytosis is there will be lysosomal enzymes released and the cell will die. Whereas in emperipolysis, it's a living cell which can come out or can go inside. This is what we call it as emperipolysis. So emperipolysis is a diagnostic clue in certain cases. So here you see a person with a massive lymphadenopathy. So any guess what is this called? This is called Rosai-Dorfman syndrome. Okay, this is called Rosai-Dorfman syndrome. Okay, what is it basically? It's otherwise called sinus histiocytosis with massive lymphadenopathy. You have a massively enlarged lymph node, and when you biopsy it, what happens is you see this emperipolysis. So what is emperipolysis? It's a cell inside a cell which is a living cell. So what do you see here? So you have a large cell with a nucleus which is a histiocyte, and this one is a lymphocyte. So basically you have a lymphocyte inside a histiocyte which is an emperipolysis. So this particular condition can occur in lymph node or in the soft tissue also. So emperipolysis is seen in Rosai-Dorfman. So if you ask me whether it's very specific for Rosai-Dorfman, no, it can be seen in other conditions also. It's just a diagnostic clue. It can be seen in certain hematological malignancies also. Okay, so emperipolysis, one of the condition which you see is a Rosai-Dorfman syndrome. So having discussed Rosai-Dorfman syndrome, let's discuss the recent INI-CET question. So a cell in cell appearance is seen in what? So now even if you don't know the answer, you can blindly answer this question if you know the answers for the common thing. So what is apoptosis and necrosis? It's basically a irreversible form of cell death. What is necroptosis? It's a caspase independent programmed cell death. Whereas apoptosis is programmed cell death, whereas necroptosis is otherwise called caspase independent programmed cell death. So you know the answer for these three. So the only option left out is entosis. So entosis is where you have a cell in cell appearance. You have a cell inside another cell, which we call cell in cell appearance. But what's the difference between all these? Emperipolysis is also cell in cell. Entosis is also cell in cell. But it's a live cell which can come out in case of emperipolysis. Whereas in entosis, usually the cell dies. Okay. So cell in cell appearance is seen in entosis. Right? I hope the concept is clear. Thank you.